Hi, I'm Alex and I'm going to show you how to hot wash your horse in under 5 minutes so that your horse is presentable for a riding lesson. So watch me while I work and talk. Okay, so the first thing, I've got all my equipment ready. So, we've got a bucket of warm water, some surgical spirit, washing up liquid or shampoo, whichever takes your fancy, some mane tail, conditioner for the tail, and a little box of tricks here. Dandy brush if I need to do a bit more scrubbing on the stable stains. Hand is getting impatient. So for the mane, rubber curry comb to get rid of any dirt and stuff. A water brush, quite old fashioned brush these days, but actually really used for stable stains and soft areas. Quite a stiff little brush here for some small hard to reach areas. A sweat scraper, body brush for soft areas, and a sponge. Okay, metal curry comb for the body brush. So we've got some tricks there that I like to have. I've also got some towels here with me, flannel side towels and paper towels. And the first thing we do is take the rug off and show you what I've got to work with. I'm just going to fold it back because this is clipped, and I'll just demonstrate. This is the sort of thing that you're going to see when you go to tap up your horse. So you might actually think, oh, how am I going to deal with this? She's clipped, it's a cold day, what am I going to do? The first thing I'm going to show you out of my box of tricks is a rubber curry comb. What I would do is all over, okay, all over, and I would be doing this thoroughly, getting a bit of a sweat up. But I'd be really focusing on these areas gently, because she is clipped, this is a soft rubber one, and I'm just lifting off anything that's dried on, that's going to help me. Up under the armpits where they like to make a little mess, and then onto the hard bits here, and just lifting it. You can actually see how it's all lifting off. If I pat it on the ground, you can see a little bit of the dirt coming off, and the dust. Okay, so I would spend a little bit more time on that, but you can already see some of the colouring is starting to come off. Now you might think the rubber curry comb on a clipped horse is a little bit harsh, but actually used correctly and softly you can see the amount of muck that's coming out and onto me. Okay, so the next thing I would do is I would get my flannel, I'll chop that towel, into hot water, some surgical spirit, and I do a capful. And what I want to do is just change the colour of the water to make it a little bit cloudy. So if you have a look, you can see it's just gone cloudy. And what the surgical spirit's going to do, and the hot water, is actually just going to cut through all the dirt. So squeeze it right out, and this is a really good thing if you've got to keep your horse in the stable to do. Because if you squeeze it out, you're not going to get the bedding wet. So, just make sure the water's happy to get nice and hot, lovely for the winter. Good job. Good go, and down. So just bring that over here and just rub it up and down, and bit by bit you'll see that the colouring is starting to come away. Okay, now you can see that the mark's coming out on the towel, so you know it's doing a good job. Just fold it so you've got a nice clean patch again, and just go back and forth. And as if by magic, you actually find that most of it disappears. Surgical spirit's really good for cleaning the skin, cleaning the coat, and hardening the skin. So it's really good for kind of soft areas around the belly as well. So I just make sure that I keep cleaning the flannel, and this is called a hot wash. So it's brilliant when horses are clipped, they've got stable stains, and you want to get them nice and clean quickly. So I'm just going to do the same procedure, up and down, and bit by bit. Without getting them all saturated, it's clean. You can clearly see there from a cleaned flannel to a dirty flannel. And we'll just do that a couple more times, and away we go. Now, depending on how much time you've got, you might be doing a more thorough job. But this is just a quick job to get them all presentable for a lesson. That, from what we started with to what we've got now, is a damn sight better. Slightly different area, we've got the legs. I'm going to show you how we might do the legs. So we get a stick brush, get it wet, and then use some shampoo put one hand up here so you can balance yourself, and then just up and down. And you've actually got to get a bit of effort in. You've got to really want to get the horse to in. If you just stroke the horse with a bit of a brush, it's not going to be a clean horse at the end of it. So this is just an overview, a few top tips to get your horse nice and clean, ready for your lesson or for going out riding, so you look presentable. So you can see there, I haven't saturated the leg. What I have done is just used a bit of elbow grease, a stiff brush and a little bit of soap. And that is now presentable. So if that was like that, looking much better. Okay, so I'm just going to rinse that off. And I can use the same water that I just had with the surgical spirit. It's nice and warm. So if I was doing the whole horse, I'd do the surgical spirit over the whole body, and then I would do the legs last and use this water up. So I'm just rinsing it off. You could use a hose if you wanted to, but obviously this water would go to waste, so I'm just using it up. Okay, so stable stains removed. Do the finishing touches just to make sure we're happy with it. And now, if you manage to do the whole horse like that, we would just dry the legs, dry the belly with a dry cloth that we've got. We would do the rest of the horse both sides. We'll definitely be ready 5 minutes, and then we'll pack up ready for our lesson. So just a finishing touch, just to dry the area so that there's no dripping areas. You could use a step scraper. I'm actually using a dry towel, pick up any extra nasty bits left, nice and clean, and then just run it down here of any drips. So hopefully that's given you a few top tips. Surgical spirit is a hot wash all over the white areas here, clipped areas keeps them nice and warm and dry, and you're not saturating the stable if you had to do it in stable. And then just using a stiff brush with some soap, scrubbing into the coat, and then just washing it off. So I hope that's helpful, and I hope you put that to good use. Thank you. Are you following me? Right, I might just pull it here.